Well, time to play some catch up. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do mean to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, yes, as requested, since I am 3 whole chapters behind, these will be live reactions and reviews to chapter 196, 197, and 198 of Four Nights of the because I simply need to catch up. Like your boy is lagging behind, and genuinely, I need to get these videos out. I need to get them out. So I'm gonna do one triple review and reaction. Luckily enough, I actually haven't seen much of like any of these chapters. For some reason, the discussion hasn't like popped up on my page, at least not too extensively. So I'm excited. So let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 196, Despair and Hope. Interesting that Diodora is focused on the light spirit here, and Percy's focused on the feathers. And once again, I do really wonder, will we ever get context on Percy's host body's original family? Because we all know Ironside slaughtered those people, right? Like it's not rocket science. Like he definitely boomed those people. But like the real question is, will they ever be relevant again? I know that'd be like extra redundant though, because we already have the whole like second family subplot going on with Ironside in general, and obviously Diodora. But I do really want, like, what was the point of having it be? I mean, obviously I guess you just need another baby, but still, like, I really do wonder, because remember, Percy's original body was royalty of some kind. So I wonder if it's ever going to come back and haunt us. Hard to tell with Nakaba. Let's see. How did I not realize it before? The Night of Prophecy, with green hair like a bird's wings. You know what, though? I bet because of this, Percy just horrifically sold the bag for everybody. I bet even if he does manage to beat Diodora tomorrow, his dumb behind self sold the bag. Because I bet if Diodora loses, he is snitching immediately, dog. He's immediately gonna be like, Beltry! He's one of the Four Knights of the Apocalypse, and so is that one, and so is that one, and so is that. Well, he may not actually recognize Tristan and Gawain because they never took their rings off. But at least for Percy, he's gonna be like, Beltry! He's one of the evil people. Boom him right now. And honestly, with how Beltreep has been hyped up, I still don't think Percy has a number. Like, despite how cracked and crazy Percy's been shown to be so far, even with the Force Circular, with Beltreep seemingly be able to, like, slash space itself and, like, seemingly mess with reality and the fact that this is technically his realm, I would not be shocked if he still, you know, gives the entire crew backshots at the moment. So, Percy, I get you on the horror farm a little bit, dog, but this may have just cost you and your friends their lives. No, let's say, you're Percival, the enemy of my father, and all of Camelot. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, but you know what, though? Anything for horror farming, am I right? Sometimes you don't think. You just farm. Because once you farm, you don't have to think. Let's see. Yeah, the man who'll send your father and the rest of Camelot all the way to oblivion. Whoa. Percy, you talking mad spooky, Bucker. Whoa. Yo, peep the, hold on. Let me show you the gains real quick. The lighting doesn't do me justice. I'm kind of swollen. I'm kind of swole. I'm kind of swollen. I promise you. I got a little bit of gains. It was pull day today, so I'm actually kind of sad the biceps look like they do. I feel like they should be going crazy. I flex the back, but like I'm wearing a shirt, so you aren't gonna be able to see the back. But look at the broadness. Hold on. Let me. Look at the broadness of the back, though. I'm telling you, your boy was not. Like, I wasn't this wide. I didn't have this like the low key kind of Dorito shape. But just a few months ago, if I had to go back to September, like dog, I just not built like this. So the gym, it's been working. The only thing that hasn't been working. Let me give you a little bit of the leg. If you couldn't tell, I'm a large guy, so I have like huge legs, and these things refuse to shrink. This thing especially, these thighs don't they just don't go away. And like I get it, you know, I'm leg training, so like obviously they're just gonna get like stronger. But my arms leaned up in order to get their strength. My torso leaned up in order to get stronger. My chest has leaned up at least a little bit from getting stronger. My legs, they refused to get thinner. But still, we gotta respect the gains a little bit. But shout out to Percy talking mad spooky, ain't it? He talking mad spooky, ain't he? He really said, I'm gonna send all y'all to oblivion. He said, I'm going to destroy your entire multi-solar, if not multiversal realm. Y'all all go into oblivion. Multiversal Percy Scout? No, I'm chilling. Let's see. All the way to, oh wait, actually, hold on. Wait. Yeah, buddy. Let's see. All the way down to oblivion. Yo, but honestly, I love this Percy, man. Like, and admittedly, just because of how he's acting, I do fully believe this is truly Percy, right? Like, there's been, like, at least for me, and I've seen some others in the community, there's been a hot debate on whether or not this is Zaruda and Do Percy, or just Percy himself. But no, this just seems to be like a Percy who underwent character development. A lot of it off screen in the Life Spirit realm, but still, this is Percy. From his deep emotional connection to do something that's foolish to his, like, more generic actions, like, this is Percy. He's just changed, which is nice. Honestly, I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. Huh. Oh, he's laughing. Sure. Sadly for you, I don't care about my father or the fate of Camelot anymore. Oh, where is it? Where are you? 18! Wait, hold on a second. Where's my bag? Did I banish that bad boy to the Mookin? Where's my... Oh, it's right there. I'm an idiot. Hold on. Because I believe the thing I'm looking for is contained within your guts. There's another thing that's right there that I could use. I do very specifically want to use it. Yeah, there you are. Let me shake it out a little bit. Because Diodora, buddy, buckaroo, pal, I call cap. I don't believe you. Gangaroonie. You don't care at all? Buddy. I highly doubt that. I think you care a little bit too much, in fact. I've heard of gaslighting, gatekeeping, and girl bossing, including doing it to yourself. I do it to me all the time. In fact, literally, when I woke up this morning, I knew there are two things I knew. I knew I had to hit the gym because I set my alarm for 6:40. And I woke up, and I also had to record today. But I was feeling very, very lazy this morning. But I literally had to gaslight, gatekeeping, girl boss myself into saying, go to the gym now or else you know we'll be super busy later. So I made myself go. I got pulled day out the way. So I can tell when someone's gaslight, gatekeeping, and girl bossing themselves. They do it to me all the time. I have to do it basically every morning I wake up. But I'm calling cap. I'm pressing X to doubt. But let's see. With the magic power I now have, I can live my own life. No need to rely on anyone. Well, unironically, you need to rely on other... And you know what? I think that is... See, that's what I'm telling you. Nakuba, if he wasn't such a weirdo, man. If he wasn't such a weirdo, his writing would be way more glazed. Like, I glaze it all the time. I glaze his character writing to the moon and back. But he only gets attention because he's a weird guy. He's a weird guy, and the weird guy always hits the public consciousness in the zeitgeist really, 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 really heavily. But with that being the case, Diodora is wrong on multiple fronts because we know how his magic works. It very specifically relies on other people. If no one interacts with Diodora, then his magic won't activate, negatively or positively. He cannot take other people's magics without interacting with other people. So he is fundamentally incorrect in his belief system here. The idea that he can live his own life, no need to rely on anyone, when he needs to rely, he's literally relying on other people attacking and harming him, and he's now relying on the magic and the very armor he stole from people he used to rely on. So that's once again Nakaba writing this beautiful character conflict where there's this character who wants something, which is complete isolation and dominion over everything for themselves, by themselves, of themselves, when they need connection. Literally, because their power requires connection and they themselves are still human and want connection. So once again, Nakaba, he can cook. I'm telling you, Nakaba can cook. He's just a weirdo. Let's see. But it's true that this does rile me a little. I knew it. That's why I put the cap on. Let's see. Once I torment you to death in front of that packed house tomorrow, I'll line up the heads of your companions all around you. So see you then. It's going to be a blast. He doesn't really have aura, I'll say. Like, Diodora, like, it's weird. How do I, hold on, let me prop the feet up and think a little bit. Does Diodora have aura? It's kind of like it rhymes. So that if it rhymes, it has to have aura, right? If it's a bar, it has aura. But I think Diodora doesn't have aura, but he has this very thick And I'd say this is even relative to a lot of the other Seven Deadly Sins villain cast, which is crazy, because Seven Deadly Sins, it does have a relatively solid villain cast. I think, I do agree with the common consensus that Demon King is actually kind of weak as a final antagonist, or pseudo-final antagonist, and so is Kath. I do think the bag was a little bit fumbled on them at the very end, but in terms of a really fun and really well done villain cast, Diodora has this thick, like, pulpy malice about him. Like, ever since his switch got flipped, he feels very evil, and he loves it. Like he's specifically rage baiting. Like, it's not that we haven't had Seven Deadly Sins antagonists who've rage baited before. It's like, it's actually a pretty common tactic. In fact, rage baiting is all around in Seven Deadly Sins. But at least for Diodora, you can tell he's rage baiting, and he loves the fact that his rage bait works. And that I don't know. It's so different for a villain, and I really like it. It feels like refreshing isn't the word, but I think it is the word. It feels very refreshing, and that's why I think Diodora is already in like my top 5 favorite Seven Deadly Sins villains, just because he's so well done, which is crazy considering how little we've had of him in this state. Let's see, and he just waves and walks off. Okay, Percy, gripping the fist. You can't do that. The only one dying will be you. Okay, Percy. Okay, dog. That's spooky, dog. Man, spooky, ain't it? Get mad, ghosty, and spooky, ain't it? I see. Even everyone else is like, whoa, who angered him? Who rage baited him? And Diodora literally has the rage bait. And like, as a person who, if you couldn't tell, I'm like, despite being in my modern like working life, I am actually rather stoic. I don't really like emote all too much, but as a person who very easily was rage baited in the past and still loves to rage bait to this day, I recognize the rage bait success smile. And like, obviously Diodora turned his back to Percy so Percy can't see it, but he did smile at him at first, and there is nothing more embarrassing than when you get rage baited and they just hit you with the... And sometimes you don't even have to know. They just crack a smile and you're like, I fell for it. I've been baited. I've been baited. And it's even worse when you can't do anything in retaliation. When I get rage baited by certain people, I'm like, I know if I dare do anything to this person, they will violate me. And/or it's just like not in my moral code to do something to this person, despite them rage baiting me. You're very lucky. Let's see. Oh, Nakaba, just keep laying it on me, dog. Nakaba, I'm so happy. I'm genuinely, unbelievably happy that this man has just fully given up game. There are now so many panels of Starry Night Skies and Camelot, and like obviously the Double Moon thing, that if you are still out here in the modern day thinking that the Fourknights/Seven Deadly Sins universe isn't planetary, at low end, you've lost it. But now at this point, we're pretty solidly at like the stellar tier. Like, we're at least solar. Realistically, we're galaxy. Like for stars to be visible like this, and Arthur to have created all of this, he's arguably multi-galactic, if not universal. Considering we know all the different realms have this, and he's created a whole bunch of them pretty much at the same time. And he's maintaining all of it too. So like, I know, it's weird. I don't know why creation is valued lower than destruction. Because creation is harder than destruction. Like, notably, like, there are levels to destruction, right? Like, there's fragmentation, there's vaporization, there's atomization, and they all produce different levels of energy. It's why Frieza destroying a planet is calced at dwarf star level. Because of the density of planet Vegeta, because it has 10 times the gravity of Earth, so it has 10 times the gravitational binding energy, and the fact that he atomized it. Like, it was literally wiped out, and the explosion gets calced to, like, that dwarf star level. So, same thing with the explosion of Namek, right? It was a large planet, but that explosion of Namek can be calculated, like, solar system, because of how big the blast is, scale-wise. So, for that being the case, a verse like Seven Deadly Sins, to so consistently show this, and multiple characters being able to do something to any variation of Arthur, even if you want to argue that the Arthur that we've seen take damage and be interacted with by the rest of the cast, is at 0.0001% of his full power, 0.0111% of his full power is still at least star level. At least, and that's heavily lowballing it. So, crazy. Dumb, stupid, crazy. I'm happy though. You ain't gonna hear me complaining. But like I was saying, creation should be ranked higher than destruction in terms of attack potency and stuff like that, because it takes more energy to create, because you literally cannot create more energy. By the laws of like thermodynamics in our universe, there is no like recreation of energy, there's only the loss of it. So to be able to create actually takes more than it does to destroy. But at least whenever I think of like series or people who talk about Seven Deadly Sins, and especially like versus about a wiki, they always say, oh, they're this level with creation. It doesn't actually scale to their AP, even though that makes literally no sense. Arceus Also, well, then again, I know Arceus gets scaling from not just creating Pokemon and Dialga, but destroying them and then recreating them. But, like, Arceus is multiversal because he created the Pokemon multiverse. Crazy. The gods and Magi are universal or multiversal because they created their lower realities. What? Crazy. So, guess what? Seven Deadly Sins characters who create these realms, such as Tarmansaria with the Domain of God, and the Supreme Deity and Demon King with the Celestial Realm in the Demon Realm, and Arthur with Camelot, guess what? They're all multi-star, or not all of them, it depends on the size of the realms, but like, especially Arthur, at low ball, star level, which literally just doesn't even work because they're all different stars, but at low ball, multi-solar, high ball, multi-galactic, possibly universal. Characters who scale to them, same thing with the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. We've even seen stars in the Demon Realm. So like, clearly, they're cracked. Let's see. But I do have to thank you. Without you, it's fair to say I'd have never been born. Why does he say that, though? You would have been born regardless. What is he talking? That doesn't. I wonder if that's mistranslated. That doesn't make sense because it'd be vice versa. It'd be Percy having to thank Diodora because without that, Percy wouldn't exist. Because Diodora was born. Yeah, that line doesn't make sense. I don't really get that one. That's probably one. That's the only reason I try to do live reaction for Four Nights and then do a review normally, because there's some times where I just don't get something in the live reaction, then I'll read it again for the review and I'll understand it better. But does anyone get why he says this? Because this doesn't make sense. Without you, it's fair to say I'd have never been born. Maybe he's talking about like his magic and his scenario would have never been born, but he himself was born regardless. In fact, he literally, if we're to say Diodora and Percy are brothers, Diodora is the older brother. Because he was born first. He was the whole motivation behind Percy's existence. Let's see. He's eating. Throws the fork. Ooh! Ew! Ew, right into the neck folds? Man, that hurts for me. Let's see. Hey! Did you do that? Huh! Oh, darn. Grabs him. You little brat! Did you forget who you're about to... Yeah, you fool! Let's see. Whoa! You'll regret that. You see now? Once again, top of the line rage baiting. And it worked. But like, darn, man. I guess maybe you weren't paying too much attention to the tournament, big dog. Of course you're gonna get violated. Let's see. But thanks to you, I'm also all alone. Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that. What did I say? President, yeah, Diodora, I knew you were still a dude, dog. Like, you may have gaslit Geekhead and Girlboss yourself, but you can't do it perfectly, man. You can't do it perfectly. I know what you are, Diodora. I know what you are. Let's see. I'm also all alone. My uncle is dead. My father lost his memories, wrote this in turret, stabbed me in the back, and all of it is your fault. I mean, like, technically, it's the Demon King's fault. Technically, it's Chaos's fault. But yeah, obviously, Diodora having this negativity and hatred, it does make absolutely perfect sense. And yeah, all of it is... In a way, Percy's the cause of all of it because he's the Knight of Camelot, right? But, like, that's like getting mad at bro for existing. Like what was he supposed to do, not exist? Hey, buddy, if you weren't infected by the Demon King, then he wouldn't have to exist. Though then again, I do wonder, in that alternative timeline, would Diodora have become the Knight of Hope? Or the Knight of Death? I wonder. Considering he does still seem to have heavy associations with the topic. In fact, in an ironic way, with his like interaction with magic and souls and stuff like that, he's even like closer to the Knight of, or just as close to Percy, who is a life spirit, to the whole Knight of Death mantra. Let's see. I love how he barely does any damage to the guy too. Let's see. Help me, buddy. I know you got a fork to the back of your neck, but you fell for the rage bait, dog. You gotta pay for it. She'll pay for it. Yo, once again, look at all these stars, bro. Look at one solar system, 2 solar system, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, I think 56. 56 stars in this one shot. And you mean to tell me the verse ain't planetary? Okay, let me stop. Let's see. You'll pay for it, Percival. I'll make you pay for all of it. Diodora, I wish I could believe you, gang, but something tells me you're about to get back shots. Or like, I could see this battle going like super duper insanely high diff, where Percy's just consistently regenerating like crazy, and Diodora just has no outlet to take anything from him. Let's see. And it definitely depends. Could Diodora actually have stolen Noxian's magic? Or does it only work on humans? We'll see. Any of you found Percival yet? I'm afraid he was nowhere to be seen. He's not taking a pee? Hey guys, I'm back! He's so... But see, that's the thing. I do like that Percy is actually pretty two-faced now. Like he's so multifaceted at this point. He's so, and notably, I actually did really like Part 1 Percy, but so far Part 2 Percy's blowing his Part 1 characterization outside the water, and I think it only helps so much because of his Part 1 characterization. So Naka's doing a fantastic job, man. I'm telling you, he can cook. Let's see, Percival. Sorry, couldn't hold it in any longer. That was too long for a pee, kiddo. You had to take a poo too, huh? Bingo. I mean, like, I know the truth. But it's possible. Let's see. I can't help but worry when he vanishes like that. Uh-oh. Go away. Did she notice does he not have the ring on still? Hey, Percival? Yeah? Yeah, what is the opposite of rage baiting? Love baiting? I don't know. He's specifically acting unaware. And that's why, and I think that's the purposeful thing. Like, Nakaba's making us wonder, is this really Percy? Because Percy being this, like, obtuse and, like, really, like, genuinely manipulative, like, he's probably lying. Unless he actually did go to the bathroom after interacting with Diodora. He's just lying to his friends right now. Not lying by omission or anything. He may just be genuinely straight up lying, which we know Part 1 Percy would never do. Which feels so out of character for him, but then again, a lot probably happened in the Light Spirit realm that we just didn't get to see. Yet, or maybe ever. Let's see. Why did you take your ring off? He forgot to link back up. Let's see. Oh, right, I forgot. Huh? My glorious King Baldwin. Let's see. Tell me, what do you think you're doing? Oh, Percival, you came back. Yo, Tristan, where were you at? Why Isol's still blushing? Huh? What were you getting? Was Kion watching? Was Kion in the chair? Don't do this. Don't put Kion in the Jericho chair. Please. I'll end up serving Camelot. Stop this. Let's see. Oh, Percival, you came back. Where were you anyway? Oh? But Percy's like, fine. I gotta drop the love baiting act. I have to admit, I got rage baited. Let's see. Okay, so he did tell him. So that's the thing, though. He was lying at first. If Gawain didn't question him, if he had remembered to put the ring back on, he wouldn't have told him. That's some devious stuff, Percy. Let's see. You blithering fool! Are you trying to put all of your friends in danger? I mean, pretty much. Let's see. Oh, Percy? He's looking mad malicious right now. I love how the rest of the Percy platoon doesn't know how to react, though. Once again, because they have so much faith in Percy. Let's see. Hey, chill out. He's got it back on now, you see? It won't work on people who already know it's him, idiot! But will it stop, like, if Diodora were to run to Beltreep right now and be like, hey, broski, brochacho, amigo, well, one of the four knights is right here. Would Beltreep be able to do it? Like, would he be able to tell? Or would the mentalist magic still kick in and he'd be like, that's not Percy? Who is it? He's a boy with green hair, like, wing hair. Yeah, but that's Percival, not Percival. Like, I do wonder how that interaction would go now that he has the ring back on. Because it's only Diodora who knows, and, like, anyone who was nearby. But, like, does that matter if Beltreep himself is still unaware? We'll see. Once again, I do think, ultimately, if Percy does end up winning somehow through, like, high diff, Diodora, he gonna snitch. Diodora definitely don't care about getting stitches. He gonna be snitching. Let's see. It won't work on people who already know it's him, idiot! Oh, oops. Moron. And, leave my son alone. You revealed yourself to the enemy? If he decides to, yeah, okay, so it looks like even with the ring back on, if he tells Beltreep, it would negate the effects. If he decides to tell Beltreep about you, our whole plan is gonna go belly up. He won't. What? He's not gonna. He wants to kill me with his own two hands. Oh, okay, Percy. You know ball? Let's see. How can you be so sure of that? Hold it, Gawain. You're too heated up. I get it, because he's the Dawn user. I just got sacked. Remember, Eskin was alive, kind of, sort of. But regardless, she's getting heated up because she's the Dawn user, which relates to sunshine, which has to do with fire. I see what you do with that. I see what you do there, Hauser. Let's see. And you need to calm down too, Percival. You're, kind of tweaking, my boy. Huh? I can't, all right? One misstep, and both Anne and Noxians would be dead right now. But they live, though. I mean, that sounds crazy, but, like, they live, though. And Percy, you did abandon them for a whole 2 years. They could have died a whole lot if there were one or two missteps there. So, buddy, they live though. Unfortunately, in a battle shonen, dog, like this stuff happens. I know you don't want to let your women fall and fail you now, but like, buckaroo, buddy, pal. It be like that when it be like that. It's just going to be like that sometimes. They signed up for this. Let's see. Oh, but you know what? I do like how Gawain immediately calms down at that. Like, she's like, okay, there's like a justified reason for his rage. Let's see. Percival, don't you see why I came back after so long? It's because I wanted to protect you all. Then why'd you abandon them in the first place? Let's see. And that's why, if someone's trying to kill all of you, I'm not going to stand for it. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get devious. Yeah, but then again, he actually said he was willing to take all of Camelot down, so I suppose he truly is standing on business. Let's see. Right? And didn't Lancelot himself say it? He said if you're ready to kill someone, you gotta be ready to die yourself. Yeah. But he did say that in regards to you in a 1v1. He didn't say that when it comes to you risking the lives of all your friends. This is kind of, and once again, this is actually a good character arc for Percy. I do appreciate that. He's trying to use Lance to justify himself. But a big difference between what Lance was talking about then and what Percy's talking about now is that the intent to kill could have existed without Percy revealing himself. Theodora simply didn't have to know. But he went out of his way to make Theodora know because of his own rage. This isn't a wise tactical choice. In fact, he put the very same friends he came back to protect all at risk because of his own care for them. Which is once again, that's how you write. That's good, nice, juicy, meaty character conflict. Where you have a character motivated by the want to protect his friends, but that same motivation puts those friends in danger. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. He can cook. I swear it's a 5-star meal when the man gets to cooking. Let's see. Oh, but look at how they blush and they're like, oh, our man, he wants us that badly. Let's see. I'm Tristan. Are you going to talk about the whole Dragon Hound stuff? Let's see. Come on. It's not like you, man. Lance is Lance and you're you, okay? 2 different characters, I promise. That is true. That is true. Let's see. Stop saying stuff you don't believe. You're not that type of guy, are you? Aw. See, but you know, I love how Donnie, and now, obviously with Anne being the love interest and Nosines being a giant fairy hybrid, Donnie is like the pure human connection that Percy has. The first person to meet Percy, the first human really to meet Percy outside of his own grandfather, and the first person to really connect with him. So he's the one who's trying to, and not just trying to, but they're like being narratively used as an anchor for Percy. Be like, dude, remember who you are. This isn't you, Gangaroony. Cool your jets. Let's see. Then what type of guy am I, Donnie? How would a human like you know about a life spirit like... Whoa! I was talking about human anchors. I didn't expect Percy to get all speciesist on him. That's a little crazy. He really said, you and me ain't the same, Buckaroo. We ain't got the same biology. That's crazy. But Percy, you're a human, dog. You are a life spirit raised to be a human. And you spend most of, like, then again, we don't know how long Percy's existence was pre being summoned by Ironside. We don't know. Maybe he's been there since the start of the universe. Maybe was like a recently born really powerful life spirit. But regardless, we don't know how long it was. But most of your active memory, unless once again it's revealed that over the 2-year time skip, he actually did get all of his old memories back as a life spirit. And like he did end up actually infusing himself with Zuda and and is all that information as well. But Percy, man, you're still human. And obviously you care about your human friends because a life spirit would be indifferent, presumably. A real life spirit wouldn't care at all, but you clearly still do care. Once again, that's good. That's good character. I love it. I love it. With Percy, like trying to make him catch up to Meliodas and surpass him as my favorite main character of the duology. Real quick. Let's see. Oh, Donnie's walking off. All right, darn. Donnie, not even gonna fight back. Even Gareth is like, gang, fight back. Let's see. How many stars? Okay, I'm not gonna count the stars every single time, but note that they're always popping. Nakama, he's real consistent with it. Thank you, Nakama. Let's see. Gareth is like, yeah, real quick, huh? With him, I'd say he values his friends a bit too much, huh? Yo, as a ballin' meat muncher, I was about to say something completely different, but we cannot. As a ballin' ball baster, I cannot lie to you and say that Gareth is not good at 2, man. Gareth is so good. Let's see. Values his friends a bit too much, huh? But, well, don't let it get to you, though. Oh, no, it's still Gareth. But, well, Don't let it get to you, though. And I do like that Gareth cares. Like, notably, for a guy who seemed very, very different to the rest of our cast, he's so quickly warmed up to them. I love it. Let's see. Nah, I failed him back there. He's dealing with stuff, and I can't comfort or encourage him at all. Yo, Gareth, come here! No. Donnie, I know you're a little bit lonely, because Percy got both Anne and Alcyon, but, like, I don't think Gareth is into that. Let's see. Huh? Oh, okay, never mind. Gawain fell for the rage bait and went right back to it. This is for us? Don't make me laugh. Thanks to you, we're all fighting amongst ourselves now. Okay, you're fighting amongst yourselves. Let's see. But no excuses. Okay, enough arguing. We Knights of Prophecy need to band together, all right? Tristan, you're so sweet, dog. But I know you're still riding the high kiss and ice, dog. I know what you are. Let's see. Uh-oh. That's just Gawain so mad at him. Like, you can talk out of being brainwashed until just now. Okay, that's not his fault, though. Percy made an active decision that put all your lives in danger. Tristan, he didn't ask to be brainwashed, Gawain. Now you're losing the plot a little bit. Let's see. Oh, don't bring that up. But I do love how Percy, he isn't falling for the rage bait. He's still just trying to calm him down. Oh. Wait! Is this cinema? Hold on! But what? Just see Nakaba. Because we know he could. You showed us that, but can he actually summon him back? Because we know in the volume extras, we only, like, Gareth can see Donnie's mom and Anne's mom. But he didn't actually manifest them for them. But I guess Spirit Caller can work on things other than Dareth. So I guess Dareth is being summoned right now. It's our glorious, legendary, juicy king. Is that Varghese? Huh? Wait, no.
What's this? A fight? I think I'd see you surrounded by so many friends, pondering over matters.
Huh? Who's that? He must know someone here. But that helmet... No way.
You sure grown,
Hey, honestly, yo! See? I'm cool with it. But see, I'll give it this. I know some of y'all are probably expecting me to flip a brick and dive out a window and do backflips and twists on it and whatever. Because I really didn't like bringing Escanor back. I didn't, and I still don't, right? I've softened on the general concept of it because I'm going to allow Nakaba to cook, but I don't like it. But for Varghese to be brought back, very specifically, presumably for a limited time only, through Gareth, I like that. I really like that. So, well, look who's here.
You sure grown, Percival.
And I love how they're still wearing. So he gets well, I guess he can't be naked, but the helmet that was left at a sanctuary in the Fairy King's Forest. Thank you for the person who told me that. Someone had mentioned that. That's where the helmet is. That's why Percy isn't wearing it. But the same cloak that still barely covers Varghese's broad frame is still being worn by Percy. Very, very nice. Let's see. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Luckily enough. I had the next chapter loaded up already. Let's see. You know what? I didn't even look at the chapter titles when I initially was getting ready to review this because I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'll read them as I go. I'm glad I didn't because I would have spoiled myself on Grandpa showing up at the end. But let's see. Yep, the little grave that Percy made for Varghese. Chapter 197, Grandpa's Wish. Grandpa? Mm-hmm. Grandpa? Does he mean his own? No, Anne, he means yours. Who do you think he means? Let's see. But he said he lost him. Ugh. My grandpa's dead. Who did this? I was not expecting Percy to immediately fall back into the rage. But then again, I bet because he knows he's in Camelot right now, he probably doesn't even click that this could be Gareth doing this. He's probably like, someone manifested him. Why would you do this? Why would you torture me like this? We're already in Onfun, bro. I can't go lower. Unless, let's see. Who did this? Who among you ever wished to bring my grandpa back to Camelot? This is awful.
Yo, chill out, Percival. Nobody here even ever knew your grandpa.
That's actually a good point. That's even actually more impressive that's actually kind of crazy. I'm guessing he was lingering around Percy, though, like Donnie's mom and Anne's mom were lingering around them. Because I don't know how Gareth would have been able to call him if he didn't even know what he looked like. Because he didn't have pictures or anything. He would have no reference for Varghese. I'm actually very impressed that Gareth was able to pull him back. Let's see. So I'm assuming he was just chilling around. But then again, he says he wasn't expecting to see Percy surrounded by so many friends. So maybe it did take a little bit of extra effort to call him. But let's see.
Nobody here even knew your grandpa.
Nah, I just took my spirit calling skills and made him visible with them. Made him visible. So he has been around. So maybe the end of the last chapter was just him being like, admitting now that Percy can actually hear him. He's like, hey, wow, no, I didn't think you were gonna do this. Let's see. After this guy asked me to, you see? Uh-huh. So.
Ha 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 ha. Yep, it's me.
That's it, man. I like, and luckily enough, I didn't know my father's father all too well. In fact, I think I may have met him twice, if not just once in life. One that I remember, and I barely remember that because I was very young when I met him. But I would love to speak to my grandfather again. Luckily enough, I do still have my other grandfather. I'm blessed enough to still have him. So I always try to keep in contact with him to keep up with him because he's the foundation of who I am. You know, one of the 4 people responsible for my existence, before my parents. And like, there's something that always hits different. There's so many, especially I'm thinking of like people I've lost in life. And I'd love to be able to tell them all what's happened. Like there's one guy in particular who I lost, a friend of mine, and like if he saw how far I managed to climb so far, even like I'm nowhere near done. I'm gonna keep on yapping for eternity evermore. But wish you were still here, man. Wish you were still here. But this is nice. Percy even break down to tears immediately. Let's see. Grandpa. Oh, he stops himself though.
Percival? Well, what's wrong?
Actually, I think we're gonna lean more into the Taurus first. I'm gonna give Varghese a bit more gravel.
Percival? What's wrong?
I know you're not really my grandpa because I'm not really your grandson. Right. So yeah. So I'll admit, Mortlock, for a character who barely exists in the narrative, he spun this sledgehammer and it just ruined Percy's entire perception of himself. He really jacked Percy up, which is bad. But that's good. If you're gonna have a character like that, just like how Raditz is a character who barely exists in the narrative but had massive ramifications that would never be undone. I'm really glad that Mortlock, the uncle to Diodora and the uncle to Percy by proxy, did have such a profound impact on him, despite barely existing in the narrative and being slain by Lance. Good stuff. Let's see. Because I'm not really your grandson, right? I really should have never been born. Huh. But then again, Percy, you existed. Like, you were summoned, buddy. Unless it's revealed retroactively that Ironside created Percy as a light spirit. Buddy, you existed already. You were just put into a baby's body. Once again, we don't know anything about that, though. Let's see. Oh, even Gawain is calming down. And you know, I bet Gawain calms down so quickly here because she also loves her grandpa, which is actually her father. But like, still, she definitely feels similar emotions to Percy.
That's true. You're not a human being.
Wait, no. It doesn't feel. Hold on, let me take a little sip because I did just record a hour and 30 live reaction video before this. Let me. Because it is hard to put a little gravel in the voice.
That's true. You're not a human being, and you certainly aren't connected to me with English. You're not a human being, and you certainly aren't connected with me by blood.
But hey, blood is thicker than water. But still, it doesn't mean you still aren't his grandbaby, man. Let's see.
But you're still my cute little grandson, you know. And not anything else, either. After all, thanks to you, my life was fuller and more satisfying than it would have been otherwise.
That's the thing, man. That's the thing. Like, you really do decide your family, right? Like, I do think about, I bring him up all the time. But my best friend, my real brother from another mother. I have 3 best friends, but the one I stay in contact with the most. We look nothing alike. We don't got a lick of blood between us. But that man's my brother. And as long as I can help it, he's always going to be my brother. And that's just going to stay how it is. We will likely never, ever end up being directly related. I kind of hope we don't. But it doesn't matter. That's a man who has been there with me through thick and thin, has helped me in times when I couldn't do anything else. He's been there since eternity evermore, and that's going to be my brother. As Varghese said, he made my life fuller than it ever would have been otherwise. Same case for Varghese and Percy. Even if they aren't related by blood, that's still his grandbaby. That's good stuff. And this is a great way to use Varghese in his revival. When Percy is once again bleeding into his life spirit nature, having spent 2 years in the life spirit realm, completely disconnected from humanity, completely doing his own thing, sort of like, not even sort of, genuinely losing himself to what he is versus who he ended up becoming. Bringing back the true anchor. I mentioned how last chapter Donnie was ending up trying to be the anchor for Percy's humanity, and he still kind of is in the way they brought back Varkis. The truest anchor. That's the idea that Percy is still human, even if he is a life spirit. The idea that you can have humanity without being human. You can be someone's family without being related by blood. That is beautiful, and it's a wonderful overlap of like real life, like genuine interpersonal connections, and also thematic and narrative storytelling through a fantastical series. So, I'm telling you, the back. Let's see. Really?
Come on, why would I lie? Would I lie about that?
Really?
Of course it is, no matter how old or how tall you get, or how many pubes you...
Okay. Really?
Knock that off!
Once again, I cannot imagine Percy, like, ever since that moment 2 years ago, he's had to just be in constant, like, denial and despair about that. So having Varghese come and reaffirm it, even if, like, I bet deep down Percy always knew it. Like, he knew for a fact that, yeah, his grandfather left him no matter what. It doesn't matter. Because Varghese knew from the start. It's not like he was tricked in believing that Percy was a grandson. He accepted him and raised him as a grandson by choice. Having it reaffirmed for Percy in this moment of extreme doubt, that's real nice. That's 2 peas in a pod, huh? I love how Gawain just went right back to ball and shoulder. Ball, get a shirt, though, dog. Let's see. Makes me want to see my own grandfather again. Oh, he wants to see Bartra. Is Bartra still alive? I guess he is. But, like, that man is actually pretty old at this point. And I know they were both literally erased from existence, so it's literally impossible for him to see them. I still would love to see Percy at least get some context for the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. Obviously, I know the Demon King is his actual biological grandfather. Technically, the Supreme Deity is not his biological grandmother. She's like his astral grandmother, because Elizabeth had, like, a human mother, and she was just incarnated with her goddess soul. But still, I would love to see there be some interaction with Percy, with Tristan in his history, specifically the gods, just because of how heavy he's tied into them by his power set and stuff like that. Let's see.
Thanks a ton, Gareth.
Doing this tires me out so much, you know. But guys, you're not fighting tomorrow. You'll be good. Let's see.
No, I couldn't love you more, my boy.
Interesting. Oh, he's already fading away. Oh, that's sad. Let's see.
No, I couldn't love you more, my boy. You're the apple of my eye.
Oh, but yeah, but he still loves his other grandson too. But yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, once again, I don't have kids. I really don't. But I do have a younger brother. And there is actually a pretty sizable gap between us. So I always like to joke that my paternal instincts woke up way too soon. I was handed my baby brother as a child, and I was like, I need to protect this with my life and soul and heart. And I have just met my baby brother. But if anything were to happen to him, I would slaughter everyone in the 100-mile vicinity that's not my parents and my baby brother. And then myself. Like genuinely, I was so heavily convicted. And to that point, like, I have family members who aren't, like, really family members. They're just really good family friends. And I've met and held and taken care of their children before and their babies. Or any of my, like, actual biological cousins. And I love them so deeply that I cannot imagine, even if I didn't know them all too well, when they're first being born, if I'm lucky enough to have children, and then lucky enough, on top of that, to live long enough to see my grandchildren, yeah, even if I don't know them that well. That's me. Like it's weird to think, right? And I always ask my own parents, like, what do you look at? What do you see when you look at me, right? Like, do you just see, like, do you see me the individual, or do you see the continuation of yourselves? Because I am them, and in fact, I do look a lot like my own mother. My father and we don't actually look that much alike, and I think about it, my brother actually looks more like my father. So, like, there was, like, an even split, but I look a lot like my mother. And my mom always says, I see you, even if I know you are me. And my dad says, I see you, and it's sometimes hard to remember you're me. Because I'm literally their fusion. But still, I am their continuation, and they love me deeply for that, and the same thing for my grandparents. So I understand Varghese to, like, really want Percy to understand that, yeah, he loves him deeply. He's still his grandson, but he also does deeply care for Diodora.
Just like Diodora.
Huh? Everyone's like, nerve pressed. Nasian's, and, Ballin, completely not caring. Ballin's like, I have no idea. I love Ballin. He's like, I have no idea what's going on. I am literally just here for Gawain. Let's see. How bad is it that ISO doesn't even fit in frame, dog? You just had to draw the chest. Let's see. Kion, even Kion's a little concerned. Tristan looks concerned. Gareth shocked. Donnie a little bit concerned. Ooh, even Palio seems drastically shocked, and House looks nervous. Let's see. Oh, okay, so I guess he's not fitting out yet. I guess it was just a way so we can see Percy's face through his hand.
Percival, I have to ask you a favor. Can you help that young man for me? As he is, Theodore is going to plunge into a deep, dark pit of despair. One that he'll never climb up back from.
Yeah, you can tell he's genuinely tweaking. So he may have gaslit himself, but he's fallen for the like life and fate itself has been rage baiting Theodora, and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker. He's only learned this level of rage bait from actually going through the whole universe rage baiting him. So I get it. Let's see. No, I can't, Grandpa. Even if it's you asking, that's the one thing I can't do for you. Really? Really? All because he almost boomed your friends that you abandoned for 2 years? I know they're your goifs, but like, brother, you risked their lives too. Let's see.
Yeah, I hear you. I know too well how you feel. But Theodore's loneliness makes him forget himself. He lost his uncle, his father, his friends. His heart is so weak right now.
Oh, but you know what? You can see Percy's immediately folding, right? Like he and it's funny, right? He wants to stay mad at Theodore. He wants to maintain this hatred. He wants to essentially spread out the Ironside hatred, right? He wants to have a justification for overriding him. And probably even subconsciously, he wants to erase the real grandson so he can feel more like the real grandson. But still, he can't, because he's human, and because of how he was raised, he cannot ignore Theodore's suffering in his own humanity. It's just not, he's not capable of it. Let's see.
You must crush the evil, rescue the weak, and be someone who risks their life for what's important to them.
Oh, the Holy Knight Creed. Let's see. Huh?
You remember that credo?
Of course I do.
And I will say nothing else. The rest is up to you.
Oh, so and you know what? I respect that. I respect that Varghese doesn't like implore him or beg him. He's just like, don't worry, gang. I understand why. I get who you are, how you are, why you feel this way. I'll just give you my one request. Probably about to fade out. Probably gonna have to say deuces real quick. But overall, thank you. 3 moons? Is that 3 moons? No, but you're feeding me too much now. What? I can count these stars quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. 9 stars, 3 moons. Okay, let's see. Grandpa.
Oh, but I'll tell you one thing. As angry as you are, those two aren't as worked up about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and I think that's a beautiful part of Percy. It's obviously a character flaw, and I do appreciate good character flaws. So, like, if you're gonna make a character, make him flawed. That's how I love him even more. But it's clear that one of Percy's biggest flaws is that he cannot recognize the internal determination and strength of his own allies. And you may be like, Pencilman, English. We saw that Percy simply does not believe that his allies should walk alongside him because they could be hurt. They could be in danger. He simply doesn't like that idea. That's why he abandoned them for 2 years. That's why he's so angry for their sake now. It's because he can't imagine losing them. He doesn't want to, and he figures the best way to do that is to keep them perfectly safe, locked away in a cage at all times. But he needs to learn to understand that his friends signed up for this. They're willing to risk their life. They saw Jay die and still didn't give up because they love and care for and respect Percy that much. So Percy needs to start doling out that proper love, respect, and care for them, even if he can acknowledge that they're all drastically weaker than him. Even if he could violate his entire platoon with very little effort, he needs to understand that they are willing to do this. And he needs to have faith in them and be willing to work alongside them and with them to make sure nothing ever happens to them and not simply keep them locked away. So that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I'm glad Varghese is able to point that out. Huh? What? Quit being stupid. Hey, don't talk to your grandfather that way, boy. I'll reach in this manga and smack you. Let's see. Don't you know what they've been through? Your grandfather's right. Yo, thank you, Anne. Huh? Yes, we're perfectly fine, Percival. We're just, we're afraid you're losing yourself. You're losing yourself over us, all right? Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. You know what? Funnily enough, I'll bring up my mama again. She always tells me, and notably, I hope nothing ever happens. I highly doubt it will. But she always told me, because she knew young me. Naturally, she raised me. And she even knows current me. And admittedly, young me and current me, it's very similar, but very different. And she always tells me, if anything were to ever happen to me, do not give up or ruin your life for the sake of avenging me or doing anything of that sort. Always live your own life. Do not give up everything or ruin anything because of me. You understand that, boy? And I've always been like, yes, mother. But at the same time, I've always been like, I'm not sure. Because, like, revenge just seems like something you need. But, especially considering they're alive and they're healed. And Percy was by their side to make sure they're alive and healed. I think it's very, very appropriate that they're trying to help Percy realize that he needs to have faith. And also that they want him to stay him, right? Him using Lance as justification, which we know is fundamentally different from his own ideology, is showing that he's losing himself. Him being gone for 2 years, losing himself. Him calling himself a life spirit, not a human. Even if true, losing himself. Because he's essentially saying, I don't have to follow the rules of humanity because I'm not a human. Even though we know he's human in terms of his, like, nature. So, these two finally being able to reach him out to him and be like, we're worried about you. We want you to stay who you are for the both of us. It's really sweet. But let's see. Huh? And Gnostians.
What wonderful people you got with you. Which one do you love more, huh?
See, Nakaba. Are you going down the multi-route or not? Nakaba, you've been so chaotic that you've actually gotten ship discussions banned on the Reddit. Specifically, these two. The Pan and Pausian shipping discourse got so chaotic, Reddit banned it. So what? Are we going multi or not? But let's see. Huh? Even Percival was like, Gramps, I'm slow playing it. You can't do this. What? Percy's looking at him like, I gotta keep slow playing them somehow. Let's see what he says. Oh, I love both my friends so much. They both turn to blushing messes.
You do, huh?
I knew it. But, once again, if we aren't going down the multi-route, I think it's Anne. If we are going down the multi-route, Nostine's dying. And you'd be like, Pencil, what's the difference there? Nothing. I for some reason, I feel a Nostine's death. I don't know why. It's still there. Even after being revealed that they're the child of King Diane, with them having 6 backup kids, I can smell Nostine's dying. But let's see.
So, you see, Percival, it's not a bad thing to get worked up over your friends. But what matters even more is that you don't lose sight of their feelings, too.
Yep, that's the thing. You gotta acknowledge it. You gotta acknowledge other people are people, too. And that sounds crazy. So it sounds so crazy saying it like that. But other people are people, too. And while you can feel certain ways about them, you gotta realize that they have their own, like, feelings and internal motivations and stuff like that. And it is hard to consider, right? Because you'll never be in anyone else's head. And I personally don't believe you'll ever really be able to fully understand yourself. I think our subconscious is way too active and way too potent for us to ever be able to really 100 million duodecillion % understand ourselves. But with that being the case, you can still try your best to pay attention to what people are telling you. And even if people aren't telling you stuff, because there are people who don't communicate their emotions directly. Hi, I'm people. But with it being the case, you can tell. Especially if you've known someone long enough. You can tell when something's up or you need to talk to them or something like that. So, good lesson from Varghese. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. Donnie. Donnie, I must thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Huh?
With your quick thinking, I'm now able to see my grandson once more.
But see, that's the thing. I'm not sure. Made him visible? Was he here or was he not? Like, the phrasing around Varghese's appearance here is debatable. Like, did Gareth summon him, as in he wasn't here? Or was Varghese traipsing around him again? Because he doesn't say, I'm able to speak to my grandson once more. I'm able to see my grandson once more. Maybe that's meant to be like a synonym for speak to him, but still, strange. And golly, Varghese, why is your chest so chapped? Let's see.
No. Gareth's the one who made you visible for us, man.
It's visible. So yeah, I'm assuming, with the consistent references to visible, I'm assuming Varghese is still lingering around Percy and Diodora, but he's just not visible all the time. Let's see.
Indeed. Thank you, Gareth. But it is still true that I want to thank you the most, Donnie.
Huh?
But why? Like, I can't even do anything for Percival. I'm kind of power-crept, and I'm not one of his love interests. Yet.
Yeah, bye, Percy. Bye, Percy. Bye, Percy. Like, I know a lot of people are saying, bye, Wayne. Bye, Percy. Let's see.
Like, I can't even do anything for Percival. I'm a little fodder right now. You are a kind man, deep inside. Always laughing with my grandson and always shedding tears for him too. With you around, he stayed just as he's always been. Never swaggering or overreaching.
Well, he does have a lot of swagger, though, right? Let's see.
I'm so glad you were the first person Percival met after I left him all alone. And I hope you'll stay a close friend.
Donnie's gonna die. Donnie's gonna die. No! See, but no, there's no way we kill both of them, right? Who's dying? Somebody's dying. Is it gonna be the Donners? Or is it gonna be Gnossians? Donnie doesn't have any backup siblings. But, like, I don't know, man. Like, the way... Like, this sounds so nice and sweet, but I feel like a death flag was just stabbed right into Donnie's shoulder, man. I hope you'll stay a close friend of his. That just smells like death, but please don't kill Donnie. Let's see.
Oh, heck, that ain't no problem, but man, don't butter me up too much now.
Oh, but see, yes, thing. Donnie, because considering Donnie's not into Percy, he doesn't love him, but he loves him. He truly is the human anchor for Percy. One of the few, like what? One of 3 true humans now? Because Isolde, Kion, Donnie, and Anne. They're the 4, like, true humans. Everyone else is a hybrid of some sort, or they're, like, human adjacent. Like, Percy's a life spirit, Lance is a fairy, human hybrid, Tristan is a human fairy, or a human goddess, demon hybrid, Gawain is a homunculus of some sort, presumably. Maybe she's just human. So, like, a lot of the rest of the cast is... Oh, Gnossian is obviously a fairy giant hybrid. So, like, a good chunk of the cast, over half of it. Oh, actually, no, now with Balin and Garrett, there are more humans again. Let's see.
Boy, oh boy.
Oh, but I do like how Gnossians and Anne are even supportive of it. Let's see. Oh, Percy's running. Tony! Man, it's good to have a homie.
Hey!
I'm really sorry about just now, saying all those mean things.
Hey, it's fine, man. We all get mad sometimes.
It is true. And I need to take another sip. Hold on. Make sure you stay hydrated, folks, especially if you're talking for a long time. Let's see.
Hey, just get off me, dude.
What, Don? You don't want love from the homie? You gotta appreciate love from the homie. Oh, now is he fading? Oh, right. So let me introduce the whole gang to... Grandpa? Oh, did he go to visit Diodora, maybe? Maybe? Or did Garrett just run out of energy? Could be either. Let's see. How many stars... someone else count the stars. I'm not gonna count them right now. Let's see. Oh, no. So I'm not sure where he went. Let's see. Maybe Garrett did just dispel him, though.
He lost his uncle, his father, his friends. His heart is so weak right now.
You must crush the evil, rescue the... Oh, he's gonna rescue Diodora. Oh, I want Diodora to be an antagonist. No! You must crush the evil and rescue the weak.
Huh? Hey, Percival, you say something just now?
Nah. Okay, then. Okay. I hope it doesn't happen what I think is gonna happen. Please tell me it's actually a good fight and not just Percy curb stopping him because he doesn't hold hatred in his heart anymore. Please. Please. And that's the end of the chapter. Oh, that was a good one. That was a banger. Oh, that was a banger. That was a nice and emotional banger. Got me right in the heart. Uh-oh. Chapter 198. Percival versus Diodora. Oh, no. I'm scared. Especially with... It looks like Percy managed to lock in and doesn't hate Diodora anymore. No, wait, please. Let's see. Oh my, let's see.
Welcome to the final day of the On-Foot Gladiator Festival. Today we'll hold the semi-final matches for the A and B blocks, followed by a final match between the winners. Who will be the one that's crowned champion and earns both their freedom and any wish they want?
Let's see. Oh, he went the wrong way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this has secretly turned out to be a Gawain arc, and so maybe it is gonna be Gawain. But at this rate, with Percy revealing who he is to Diodora, I wouldn't be shocked if Diodora snitched or snitches, and then the tournament doesn't. We don't actually get to see Gawain versus Percy or Gawain versus Tristan, which would sadden me because we'd love to see them fight because we never actually got to see them really fight too often, if ever. So it's unfortunate, but we'll see. Maybe this will be a tournament arc that Nakaba starts and actually ends. We'll see. Let's see. Me? Of course it's going to be me. Isn't that right, Balin?
I'll be cheering for you.
Aww. Oh, Balin. Well, a man after my heart. And more than just that. But let's see. Don't expect it to go that easy, Gawain. I'm afraid I will be claiming victory in... Oh, but I like that Tristan actually wants to win. He's like, hey, don't sleep on me. I may have been brainwashed for a good chunk of time, but I got my gains up over these 2 years. Okay, Tristan. Kion, man, this is why I can't take you serious. I love how even Nakama himself literally had to, because he drew Kion so off model here, he literally had to point Kion. Let's see.
Yeah, he'll do it, lady. Only Prince Tristan could possibly win this.
I know it's not Kion's voice, but this voice fits that face so much better. Let's see. Nope, and everyone's just in the stands. Let's see. What? Why is he like this, dog? Why is he? Well, then again, I get it. He did steal She did steal Tristan for a long time, so I get why he's like that. But darn, man. Let's see. Why are you over here? Tristan would want you closer, no? The prince has ordered me to keep you protected in case of unexpected events. Oh, did he? It is, like, I always joke about being twice the size of some people, and admittedly, I do, like, let's see, I weighed in yesterday at 218, I forgot to weigh in today. It's like, I am literally twice the size of some of my friends. I do have, like, some friends who are, like, 105 pounds, soaking wet. They are tiny, tiny women. Do I have a guy friend who's that tiny, though? I have short guy friends, but none of them are that tiny. So, like, I am technically twice the size of, like, some people I know. But the size disparity between Isolde and Isolde 2 is actually genuinely absurd, dog. Like, look at her head. Look at that. They're literally head size, bro. What? Let's see. Oh, did he? I certainly hope your father's memories come back. Oh, but see, yeah, Isolde doesn't really hold a grudge. She's nice. Oh, and it just hit me. She put the bow back on her head. Now that she no longer has to hide or pretend that Tantris doesn't affect her, she's now fully gone back to being the traditional Isolde. Oh, that's nice. That's sweet. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Now tell me, what did you eat to get that big? Let's see. All right, and they're both walking, and I do like it. They walk out parallel to each other, but obviously that's how they all walked out.
Hey, here they come. Here we go, the A block semifinal match. Percival versus Diodora. Woo!
Let's see.
Percival showed dominant latent force against Gareth in Mystery Package. Meanwhile, Diodora had the nightmarish ability to inflict any wounds he received upon his opponent instead.
Ah, okay. Oh, we're actually in a little Gotha setting? Woo! I love how Beltrip is too short to be included in the battle. Let's see. Truly a clash between dual forces of hope and despair. Ah, even Gotha's like, I see the thematic parallels here. Nakaba Suzuki sensei, you may have created me, but you're not slick. Okay, I like it, Gotha. Let's see.
Dang, you think Percival can win? Ooh, my tummy hurts.
Toddy, what were you drinking and eating, dog? Let's see. There's no way to know until it starts, is there? We should believe in him at least. Oh, at least. Yeah, I mean, I suppose at least they should believe it. At most, you should have absolute faith, because Percy is the main character. But still, I hope he struggles at least a little bit. Please. I know he probably doesn't have hatred in his heart anymore because his tongue is grab out. Please. Be able to at least attack. Be able to at least attack. And it's fine. If specifically to have Diodora attack back. Like, please don't tell me he's just getting violated. Let's see.
Let the battle begin.
Percival's the clear pick when it comes to physical ability and battle sense. Yes, and he also has the Force Circular Dubs crafted for him. But if he can't figure out how to deal with that terrifying magic, it'll be an uphill climb. Oh, okay, so Diodora is opening strong. He's immediately going for the summoning. Healing damage bounce back at him. Wait. Healing damage bounce back at him will only drain his magic force. Then again, what is Percy's stamina pool, dog? Have we ever seen Percy run out of magic? We've seen him not have enough hope to fuel his magic, but I don't think he's ever, actually personally run out. I think about that is actually, I don't know, that's actually kind of weird. But then again, I don't think we've seen upper magical limits for any of the knights so far. They've all been kind of able to fight forever. So we'll see. Drain his magic force. So okay, so the snake and the tiger and the weird human snake tongue guy and the chimera come back out. Oh, hold on, Diodora. He's hold on, folks. Oh wait, no. He's putting the flute away. I thought he was standing up and grabbing the sword. Let's see. All right, my friend. My dear, sweet Percival. Let's make this fun. A nice, exciting duel to the death. Please. Oh. Please, Theodora, let it actually be exciting and don't get visually violated. Please, Theodora, I'm begging you, man. I'm begging you. Let's see. A nice, exciting duel to the death. It's over. It's over. Theodora's about to get violated. Because we know the way Theodora's power works, you actually have to actively hold hatred towards him. And if Percy let go of that all last night thanks to Varghese. Theodora's ability is actually kind of worthless. But let's see. Nuh-uh. Let's see. Stabs the four circle into the ground. Have you lost your mind? Are you giving up because you know you can't win? Oh. Okay, so he just goes for a straight punch? Darn, it sends Theodora flying. Uh-oh. Why are y'all all looking away? That's light. Percy should be able to heal that. Huh? But you know what? Anne closes her eyes. Nazi's closes her eyes and looks away. Donnie's like,
Yo, I gotta see this at least. Like, I want to pretend I'm covered up, but this is actually gonna go crazy. Let's see.
You know your strikes won't work. Darn. Actually made Theodora throw up his lunch. Or dinner. Splat, splitch. Huh? Everyone else is bamboozled. What? But, why? He doesn't hold any hatred for you, dog. You didn't figure out how your ability worked? Unless there's malice in the attack, gang, it won't work. Like, we saw that in the Nazis fight, buddy. Like that's as simple as that. He didn't hold, until he held hatred for you, nothing reflected, dog. Nazis could have easily beat Theodora if he just didn't fall for the rage bait. But unfortunately, the rage bait was just a little bit too strong. It was a little bit too mighty. But let's see. But why? Oh, Percy walking up. Why didn't the blow transfer? Oh, Percy weave. Oh, darn. Uppercut of doom and despair. Golly. Boom. He thought so hard. No, Theodora, please, fight back.
Oh.
Oh-ho! Now what do we have here? Theodora's magic is failing him. It's not activating at all against Percival's attacks. Yeah, so Theodora, just like Ballin, I mean, admittedly, his was confirmed a lot before Ballin's. We kind of figured out how his magic worked early on. But just like Ballin's, his magic seemed dumb, stupid, crazy, cracked, broken. And it definitely still is that 9 10 times if you're fighting someone, they will hold malice for you. But it has a very strict limitation. So like any character who doesn't hold real negativity in their soul, yeah. Theodora, I'm afraid you won't be able to cook against people like that. And unfortunately, right now, Percy is people like that. Oh. Even the summons are like, maybe we aren't built for this. Maybe in fact we don't get paid enough for this. Do we have rights? Let's see. What are you two doing? You have to kill this man. Are they actually? They're just straight up not listening. And they're like, gang, that is a life spirit. He will literally suck the soul out of us. No soul. Let's see. Huh? Why must every single one of you abandon me? Oh. Theodora, you good, bro? This sounds a little, freaky, if you will. Let's see. Oh. Why isn't Theodora's magic activating? Do y'all not get it? Maybe this shouldn't be complicated. Let's see. I don't know, Anne. But against me, my first attack didn't bounce back. Yeah, because you didn't hold any hatred for him. Percy just face checks him again. Darn! Hits him with the right, immediately with the left. Maybe.
Hey! What? Just say it!
I love how Donnie's on the edge of the seat like, what's going on, man? I kind of put a parlay on Theodora. I low-key want Percy to lose. My parlay! Let's see. When he threatened to hurt Percival, and I was filled with rage against him, right after that, I feel like none of my attacks worked anymore. I used an analogy to explain it last batch, you know. Oh, so Gwen did already know. Huh? Despair is really little more... Oh, okay, so she didn't get it, but she understands now. Despair is really little more than a curse. Okay, so Percy... Wait a minute. But, like that... Huh. How relevant is Theodora going to end up being? Because I feel like very few characters... Unless he truly masters rage baiting, very few characters are actually going to be able to do anything to him. And I still wonder if he can be atomized. Let's see. Miss. I think it's the case. This is a mean panel, though. I like it. I was like, that the magic only works on attacks fueled by negative emotion. Right, so Percy's only attacking him to save him. So that, but you know what? Negative emotion is better than feeling hatred towards Theodore specifically, but still, kind of hard to muster. There are a bunch of characters in fiction, and even in like those Four Knights, which hang on, and or what was I just talking about? Something. Hang on. Oh, I was saying, if it's just malice being contained behind the attacks, not malice directly directed towards Theodora, that's fine. A lot of attacks do have that, but there are a good chunk of characters who just fight and slaughter and kill for the love of the game. So Theodora is still relatively fought in the grand scheme of things. Like, I don't think you can be able to beat Galland, Escanor, none of them, because none of their attacks will reflect. Let's see. I'm sure his grandfather helped him toss away all his anger for Theodora. Right now, despair isn't going to affect Percival one bit. Tar. So you have Theodora. Just like I feared, Theodora did end up getting low diff. Let's see. Bloody fist. We still know nothing about each other. Yeah. So let's be friends now. Oh, wait, what? That's the end of the chapter? How many pages is this chapter? 7. Okay, so the chapter is short. It's only a 16-page chapter. Okay. But still, even if I would have liked a more intense fight. A W chapter. In fact, hold on, let me hit it. That was for the one time. That was for this chapter. Let me go back here. Let me hit it for the 2 time. W chapter. And hold on. Let me go back one more time. Let me hit it for the first one. Yeah. Just a series of W chapters. Overall, I like them all. I love what it does for Percy as a character. I love what it does for the character dynamics of the group. I love what it does for Donnie and his role, even if he isn't powerful. I love seeing Varghese again and having him communicate with Percy. And I do like seeing Theodora's struggles to like accept his humanity and really accept that fate just doesn't like him. He really is a cruel, twisted victim of fate, and that is truly unfortunate for Theodora. But still, I love how all of it's being written. Not that was clicking with nothing but straight gas. So if you made it all the way to this video, please leave triple trouble in the comment section down below. If thank you so much for watching, so leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notifications so you don't miss out on every videos that come to the channel. Also, you can have a Patreon below. Use support me for as low as $1. Come on. These exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now becoming a member of the channel for as low as $3 to get the same perks and more. Those perks include the live reactions to other series I happen to review, ad variations of all my videos, and if you become a $25 Patreon and $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, leave a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below. You shop $5 a short video, $20 means a long video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is the guy with the pencil, writing off.
I would like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier, XZ, Zera, Brendan Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Uda, Alex Kenny, Yuki Ally, Enzo, Nevis 97, Zachary Wilson, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, Rye Rich, G Prosper, Swift Strike, Alexicon, Striker Man, and Autumn Mornings Lazo. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, Dread Zoan, and A+A. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Euchia, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Waki Munoz and Waki Munoz. And a final thank you to our ultimate, that guy with a pencil tier patron, Calvin's wife. Not Calvin Elder, who ultimately does have one of my kidneys, but now I must know, and I must undergo the process of getting the second one removed, so I can send the other over to this wonderful family.